What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Starr from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm reviewing Freaky Friday because I want to review Freakier Friday. So of course I've seen this movie a bunch of times. I just don't have a review for it on my channel. This is the 2003 hit version of Freaky Friday, which stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. It does have audio description on Disney Plus. It's done by Deluxe. We'll talk about that. First of all, I'm just gonna throw some wish dictating out to the world. I don't know if it happens, but I wish I could have gotten in the ear of the people making Freakier Friday and been like, Jodie Foster should be in this. It would be. I'm kind of hoping that Jodie Foster just pops up. You know, she could be like a friend of Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie, like grandma's friend. You know, this is my good friend, this is my neighbor. I just think it would be a nice sort of like little callback to the fact that there was a Freaky Friday before this one. I know this is the one that has become the one that seems to define the world of Freaky Friday. This is certainly the one that they made the musical from, which was written by the guys that wrote Next to Normal. It turned into a Disney Channel movie, which is not where I would have taken that, but I liked some of the music in the Freaky Friday musical. I wish it had been given a little bit more of an actual attempt at existing. But hey, you know, I mean, some musicals never get any adaptation at all, so at least that one did, because I don't think most people know there's a Freaky Friday musical. Because it didn't go to Broadway. It was developed specifically for the ability to sell theatrical rights to like schools and stuff like that. Disney does this actually quite frequently. They do it quite frequently with some of their properties where they stage a show and then they don't take it to Broadway. But there is like a version of Hunchback of Notre Dame. There's a version of Hercules, Freaky Friday. They develop these things so that other companies can do them. Anyway, I love this movie. This is a hard one for me because I have a sort of like a set of movies where I call them desert island movies, which are movies I would take to a desert island because they would make me happy. Like if all I could do was just watch like a subset of movies, this would be one of them. I've seen Freaky Friday a bunch of times, just like an uncomfortable amount of times. I don't know. It's at least in the double digits. And this and Mean Girls, like, I think are the reasons why I will always, and Parent Trap actually, but less extent. That's probably like number 3 on my list of Lindsay Lohan movies. Are sort of why I will always have a special place in my heart for Lindsay Lohan, because she had this little like conglomerate of movies that worked perfectly. Freaky Friday is just a blast to watch. It's just delightful to sit through. It plays well. It hits all the beats. It's not too terrible. They have Curtis and Lohan have really good chemistry opposite each other, and are actually great scene partners. The supporting cast is nice. Chad Michael Murray is really good here as the love interest for Lohan's character, and Mark Harmon for Jamie Lee Curtis. So, yeah, it's I mean, mother and daughter are, you know, mom is a psychiatrist who is about to get married to Mark Harmon, and then in the middle of that, they have the angsty daughter, Anna, played by Lindsay Lohan, who has problems at school. She's in this punk rock band that they get this opportunity to have an audition at the House of Blues for a gig, and it happens to be during the rehearsal dinner. So, you know, Anna doesn't know whether or not that's going to happen. And they end up fighting about it, but they go to dinner that night at the Chinese restaurant, and the weird Chinese lady there stumbles into a trope in movies and casts some sort of like weird voodoo magic on them. Probably not great. Uh, I think about things where I'm like, this is not great representation for blind or disabled people. I'm not Asian, so I don't know. I can't speak for the Asian culture when I go, well, this is not a great representation for us. But as a blind person who sees often that like blind people are seers type thing, like who we can see the future, or we're extra wise for some reason, because I kind of get it. you know, they get this fortune cookie. Probably not the best thing in the world, but somebody was going to give them something. Somebody was going to cast some sort of weird spell on them for this to happen. I don't know. They were going to kiss the Blarney Stone or so. I don't know. That would send them back into Outlander. I don't know. Something would happen. Anyway. Yeah. So they switch bodies. They wake up the next morning. And Curtis is amazing in this. She is so good at playing a teenager trapped in her body. It's hilarious. Now, Lindsay Lohan, all she's doing is just sort of acting more, I don't know, like it's more adult. Like she's been angry and angsty the whole time, right? But I think it's more fun to watch Curtis make the switch than it is Lohan. I mean, Lohan is great anyway, but it is fun to watch Curtis just do this whole like little kid thing, basically. And yeah, and her reactions to things. Her comic timing in here is just really underappreciated. So I remember the movie. It's from before my blindness and then now after my blindness. I actually think I've seen this movie since my blindness. I don't even think this is my first time seeing Freaky Friday. So it's a journey about they have to figure out how to see each other's perspectives and come to some sort of they have to figure out what it is that they can do to switch their bodies back and basically sort of be selfless for one another, do something for the other person, just because it's, you should. So of course it results in mom letting the daughter go to the band thing and, being willing to step out on stage and pretend like she was playing guitar while her daughter's off as Jamie Lee Curtis off on stage ripping on guitar. And then of course it's Anna's turn and she gets up and gives this speech. Her mom's told her to before everything, tell Ryan, that they can't get married right now, and he'll understand, and those kind of things. Because she doesn't think that they're gonna switch back, and she doesn't want her daughter marrying Ryan. Duh. But Anna takes the bullet and takes the leap here and makes like this speech about how great her dad was and how she's happy to have Ryan part of the family. It's a nice little moment. Then they switch back in Freaky Friday. No idea what the sequel is going to do. This is not a film that has screamed sequel for me, especially legacy sequel. It's my understanding that in the film, which obviously returns Curtis and Lohan, that Lohan, I guess, did have a daughter with Chad Michael Murray because he's returning in the film. But the film also is about her now getting, I guess, remarried to Manny Jacinto, who's in the film, and he has a daughter from a previous marriage. So it's these two people coming together. So she has a daughter that she shares with Chad Michael Murray's Lucas. I guess it didn't work out for them. Sucks to be Lucas. I wonder how much of the movie he's in, or if he just pops in as like the dad. Like he's in there for like debate fans who are like, "Oh, did Chad Michael Murray come back? Oh, look, there's Lucas. Oh my god." So, yeah, so Manny is the anyway. Uh and I don't know who's switching bodies because there are two girls at play here. There's her daughter, and then there's the one that's going to be her stepdaughter. But they also have Jamie Lee Curtis that they have to work in somehow. So that there's I think there's going to be like a four-way swap, but I don't know because that's what makes sense. Just swapping one daughter for another doesn't make sense, or having Jamie Lee Curtis sit out doesn't make sense. You know, having nobody body swap with her doesn't necessarily make sense. So my guess would be that either mom and daughter have a fight again and they swap again, or and then the daughter and the stepdaughter fight and then they swap, or that Lohan swaps with her stepdaughter and the actual daughter swaps with Curtis. Because I can't see Curtis as the grandmother having like this big, long, drawn out fight with the stepdaughter pre-marriage. You know, that's the one that the connection I can't make. Anyway, so that's my surmise on Freak. I don't have much to say here because I have no notes. I do love this movie. Just trying to figure out where to put it though on my number scale is tough. This is always the thing about classics and doing, now that I'm on the tomato meter, trying to figure out where do I want to put Freaky Friday on the tomato meter? How much do I want to stick my neck out for Freaky Friday? And I already did a review of a film that I liked quite a bit, Happy Gilmore, which is close to being my favorite Adam Sandler movie. If not my favorite, it's definitely top 3. So that was pretty high. I think I like this movie a little bit more. If I was trying to find anything that I didn't like about the movie, it is kind of like, there are parts of it where you're like, well, we kind of jumped over that. We kind of skipped over that. And like, Curtis takes the door off the room, and then Harry's in Anna's bedroom playing with her underwear, and mom never addresses it, like, ever. Like, Harry can just get away with everything. Like, Harry, I think the only time Harry, the little brother, is ever like told no is when he asks to play with power tools, and then she says no to him over the phone. I don't think he ever got in any trouble for anything. I don't think he ever. So it was a little like, it did kind of feel like a little one-sided on Anna's end of like, well, this other kid is allowed to do whatever he wants to do. But I know we're supposed to feel that because we're supposed to feel that like Anna's being targeted, and Harry and his friends just run around, I don't know, breaking shit in the house. I don't know what they do, but Harry, the same actor, is listed as coming back, which is amazing. He's in the Freakier Friday cast, as well as is like Mark Harmon. The original bandmates, Lohan's bandmates, are back for the Freakier Friday sequel. These are all things that I've noticed. They have tried to bring back as many people as humanly possible from the first film who make sense. Obviously, Grandpa didn't make it, but, you know, time. So, yeah. I love Freaky Friday. I'm hoping also to review the original Jodie Foster version of Freaky Friday before watching Freakier Friday, just for full context so that everybody can get like the whole freakiest of the Fridayists experience. But for this one, the audio description, it's fine. You get a lot of the jokes after the fact, like you don't know what's happening when, and then it squeezes in the, oh, by the way, type stuff, where it tells you like what just happened. And I don't know, like when Harry has the underwear over his head, it's not really told to you until afterward. After the whole like struggling with the underwear sequence, then it finds a way to relay that to you. There was another joke too where the joke happened and then afterward. But some of the stuff, considering the fact that it's somebody in somebody's body, it did okay. We've done the body swap thing before, where it's where they do it sort of a different way, where they remind you that it's somebody in somebody's body the whole movie. That was the Netflix movie, which I should be able to remember, where they were body swapping the whole time. It's What's Inside, where they had to remind you that somebody was in, but that's because they kept swapping and changing bodies. Here it happens once, and then they're in that body sort of for the duration of the movie until they switch back. So they're able to sort of switch the names around and not keep reminding you that somebody's in somebody's body in every single time they speak, you know. It's not my favorite audio description track as somebody who's seen the movie versus having listening. Like, that's the thing, is like, I've seen this movie a bunch of times. Do I think the audio description track could have done more? I do. I also, it sounds a little old, so it sounds like it's an early pass at audio description. I don't think they've updated it or taken another look at it recently. Maybe they could, maybe they would want to, maybe another writer feels like that they could get more out of the script now. Audio description has continued to develop and people have only gotten better at it. So I think it's possible this could be a better script, but it's fine. You'll be able to follow it. But if this was my first time watching it blind, I don't know that I would love it quite as much as I did having seen it as sight. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way that the audio description just has just some of the choices of like when to describe things. Anywho, yeah, so not a huge ringing endorsement for, but I normally like the things that Deluxe does, which is weird. I mean, Deluxe is easily like a top 3 company. That doesn't mean that they're perfect. See, that's the thing, is that occasionally with the companies that I would say are the top 3 companies, I do find something where I'm like, I don't think that worked, you know, or that wasn't great, that wasn't mixed correctly, whatever it is. And so, yeah, they're bound to make a track every once in a while where it's just like, I don't know, man, that didn't work. But then they also make some of the best tracks of the year. So, you know, whereas some other studios will never make a best track of the year and they struggle to rise above mediocrity. Such is life. Freaky Friday. I love this movie. Love it to death. How much am I willing to stick my neck out? Before, when I was doing letter grades, I would just say A+ and send it on. But now that I'm on the tomato meter, I'm like, people are going to look at this and they're going to judge me. And I can't give Freaky Friday a 10 out of 10. That doesn't make any sense. It's not fucking Citizen Kane. I get that. I understand that. So now I have to, I have to figure out what to actually do with these films. So I think there are Desert Island movies I'd like a little bit more, and judging based on the grade that I gave Happy Gilmore, and me liking this a little bit more than Happy Gilmore, I'm going to give Freaky Friday a 9.1 out of 10. That seems high, but it's also the fact that I had to take off 0.9 from it. That's my compromise. So, highly rewatchable film. I can't imagine the sequel holds up at all. I'm very hopeful that the sequel comes even close to it. I'm hoping we don't have like a Hocus Pocus 2 situation, but or what was Enchanted and Disenchanted. So Disney's not great at these. They're just as like a general rule, they're not great at coming back later to a franchise and being like, what now? So yeah, we'll see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.